Very warm greetings to all my dear students. In second video from Introductions to Microeconomics, we will learn some concepts like opportunity cost, types of economy that is positive and normative economics. We will not cover the important concept that were there in this chapter earlier, that is PPC, because for this year it has been deleted. Thus for session 2021 it has been deleted from our syllabus, so we will skip that, and we will cover this portion also when we will finish our syllabus. So let us start learning with opportunity cost. What is opportunity cost? Opportunity cost for a commodity is the amount of other commodity that has been foregone in order to produce the first, as productions of all the goods cannot be increased simultaneously. What does it mean? Means opportunity cost is the cost of next best alternative foregone. Means if a person wants to cultivate paddy, and if he is getting more income from cultivating wheat, then he will go for cultivation of wheat. Here, in order to produce more of wheat, he has to sacrifice the production of paddy. This is what the opportunity cost is dealing with, right? Let us take another example. Suppose a person is working in a bank at the salary of 40,000 per month, and further he is supposed to receive two more jobs offer. One, to work as an executive at rupees 30,000 per month, and another to work as a journalist at 35,000 per month. Here, while working in a bank, a person is availing salary of 40,000 rupees. So, in order to have the job of 40,000 rupees in a bank, he has to sacrifice next best alternative, that is the job of a journalist, which was paying him 35,000 rupees, right? So this is what the next best alternative that we have foregone. The amount of other goods and services that must be sacrificed to obtain more of any one good is called the opportunity cost of that good. So here, in order to produce the first, as production of all goods cannot be increased simultaneously, we cannot have the productions, we cannot put our concentrations on all the goods that we are doing. So at the same time, when farmers are cultivating any kind of a product, if it is grown in the same season, then they cannot concentrate equally on both the goods if they want to have more profit from another crop, right? So because of its importance in economics, sometimes opportunity cost is also called the economic cost. So it is the cost of next best alternative foregone. Just remember, opportunity cost means what? It is the next best opportunity foregone. Now there are two types of economics. One is positive, another is normative economics. What is positive economics and what is normative economics? Positive economics is objective and fact based, while normative economics is subjective and value based. This is one concept related with positive economics and normative economics. Means positive economics talk about fact, Normative economics is a kind of suggestions or subjective or value based. Positive economic statement do not have to be correct, but they must be able to be tested and proved or disproved. Normative economics statements are opinion based, so they cannot be proved or disproved. In positive economics analysis, we study how the different mechanism functions, and in normative economics we try to understand whether these mechanisms are desirable or not. So just to understand these concepts means, when we talk about positive economics, they are talking about fact as it is, like the population of India has crossed 130 crores. This is a fact. So what will be the normative economics statement for this? India should control population in order to provide job opportunities to all. So this is normative economics example, and positive economics as India's population has crossed 130 crores. Okay, so this is positive and normative economics. Now let us understand one of the statement related with another statement related with positive and normative economics. Positive: we should cut taxes in half to increase disposable income levels. Disposable income levels means disposable income is an income which is available at a particular person for spending without any kind of deduction of taxes. The amount that a person gets after all deductions, like paying taxes and submitting all the dues for social security schemes, what is left, that is disposable income, which is available for him for expenditure, available at him for expenditure. Normative economics: tax cuts would improve the quality of life and for every Americans, means those who are working, those who are invest, the government deducts taxes, government takes taxes in order to provide better facilities for the people. So this is normative economics. So tax, one statement is tax should be reduced in order to have more disposable income. And normative economics, India would, should, it is a kind of suggestive. So when you will be asked to just find out which statement is positive, which statement is normative, you are supposed to have to look on these words like should, would. It belongs to normative economics. Okay, and positive will talk about facts. Now we have started learning microeconomics. There is another branch of economics that we will be studying in class 12th, that is macroeconomics. So what is microeconomics and what is macroeconomics? Microeconomics is the study of economics at an individual, group or company level. Means when we are talking about microeconomics, we are studying various economics concept at an individual level, individual group, individual company level. But when we are talking about macroeconomics, it is the study of a national economy as a whole. Means we are talking about a person in microeconomics, and we are talking about like income of a person, and when we are talking about income of a country, this is microeconomics. Macroeconomics, and when we are talking about individual, it is microeconomics, And when we are talking about economy as a whole, then it is macroeconomics. So here we have to concentrate on two words. In micro it is I, and it is in macro it is A here. So micro means individual and macro means aggregate, taking together. Okay. Microeconomics focuses on issues that affects individuals, companies. Okay. So microeconomics focuses on issues that affects individuals and companies, whereas the macroeconomics focuses on issues related with whole economy. Got it? So macroeconomics is a broader concept, microeconomics is a narrow concept which focuses more on individual studies, but macroeconomics focuses on economy as a whole. Okay. Macroeconomics is also known as income and employment theory, and microeconomics is known as price theory. So when we are talking about what are the different tools that microeconomics uses, it is demand and supply, and when we are talking about macroeconomics, it is aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Thank you for today. We have finished our first chapter, introduction. Go through it, learn, and I'll be sharing the notes soon. Thank you and have a nice day.